back to Coaster Shardark and building Drayton Manor in Planet Coaster. We are back on this series. It's been a while since I've uploaded altogether, and we are now on episode 17 of the series. So, hello, and yeah, let's just start it off with a nice time lapse. As you can see, to begin this time lapse, I am adding in, or I guess just reprofiling that entire turn on Accelerator, which I guess is the main element on the ride, as well as making that drop a bit steeper, I guess. And now I'm just going along on the original track to make sure that they don't overlap and create a weird, I guess, two tracks at once sensation. And now I'm just beginning to smooth it out, make sure it's all at the right height, so that the entire ride is, I guess, just more realistic. Next come in the supports, so I decided to use a small support here with a small footer. I've kept the footer the same as it is in real life, and then sunk the main concrete support into the floor to make it as realistic as possible. That's the third support coming in, and because it's got higher elevation, I've made it have a gradient that goes on the inside to add more support, just like it does in real life. And the same goes for that one as well. And then just making sure that that support is all Gucci. Don't think anybody actually says Gucci to describe something as good anymore. Very 2019 thing? I don't know. Now I'm just adding in the main entrance, I guess, balcony that goes over where you enter the ride. Usually there is more Accelerator theming, but Google Earth, it was using the Ben 10 stuff. It was only Ben 10 for like a little bit, and yet Google Maps has everything as it being Ben 10. So that kind of sucks. So quite a lot of what I've done here on Accelerator is Ben 10 colouring, so you can see it's all green. I think some of that is like, it's got like spray painted cars and stuff on it. I don't know, I hadn't looked at actual pictures from it. I just went off what Google Earth is showing. And here you can see I'm just using some of the concrete temple support things to create like a shutter effect. It's not anything I've done before, and I think I pulled that off quite effectively, to be honest. So that's quite good. And then just adding that corridor, because once you enter the queue line, you go through a little corridor and then turn around and go back up it. No, just moving the supports back over. Now that I moved it back in, because I moved it out and now I'm moving it back in, very confusing. Moving these supports into that building, so I guess it's just time to move that building. Forget about it. So next clip is I am adding that little bit of wall in there. So very important that I get this piece of wall in. You know, it is the most important piece of wall in the entire park. I cannot lie at all. Like, I am physically unable to lie about that. Now I'm just trying to find a, I guess, flap to go over the front of the building. And in the end, I decided to go for this tile design. There you go. And now it's time for me to begin this large building. I guess this is the main cube line building. Got a bunch of cattle pens in there. There's some actual pretty good theming. Probably the best themed coaster queue line in the park, I'd say, maybe. Because there's some actual cars in there, so it's pretty cool. Obviously, Stormforce 10 has the better queue overall. That's not opinion, that's fact. I'm just making sure that the entire walls all line up properly. Just a quick break from the time lapse, and I'm here just to say thank you for all of the support that I got over all of that time that I was gone. I haven't uploaded in just about forever, and yet somehow in that time I've not only hit 40, I've hit 50 and 60 subscribers in that time. So thank you, all of you, so much for that. It's really appreciated. And let's just go back to the time lapse. So I'm just carrying on with the previous time lapse, just deleting the main queue line and making sure that it fits the actual in real life one before trying to work out how that main area outside is going to work. In the end, I try and work out how to get a curb, because for some reason I cannot spell curb, so I go to the other part where I know there is curbs, learn how to spell it properly, and then add it in. And there is the curbs, and then on the inside of the curbs, once I've finished doing that, I'm going to put in some gravel. If you look close enough, there is some gravel over on the other side of the queue building, where I added the very, very important piece of fence, and there is the gravel there. It would probably look a bit like coal if I recoloured it, but I'm keeping it that same, I guess, chalky white that it is normally the default colour that gravel is in the game, and just make sure that it fits in over those boards, and that all looks fantastic. Now next I'm just trying to add in the main octagonal building where the queue line, I guess, cutback is. So obviously I can't really make a proper octagonal building in the game, so I'm just going to have 8 separate walls all going against each other. I believe the effect is pulled off pretty well. You know, it's not a perfect octagon, it's probably nowhere near to scale. Not sure how I'm going to put the roof on in the next episode. I guess that's a spoiler that I'm not going to do it this episode. And now I'm just going to add in the path, but putting it to a grid, and just making sure that this turnaround is quite rounded. Now I'm just going to adjust this so then I guess the roof is higher on that part, because that is how it is in real life. Okay, and another break from the time lapses, just a quick update on these people here, and yes, they all are in sync. And now this person on the end is also in sync, so wow, episode 11. I said that the cycle would break once they needed to take one, but nah, they're all still going strong. Interesting. And here comes the janitor and another one. Go back to cleaning my perfectly clean park, please. Now, it wouldn't be an episode of building Drayton Manor in Planet Coaster if I didn't add in my own artificial floor. Of course, I'm using that same 2x2 brick grid, and now I'm just adding in a castle stone bit. And the reason why I'm using that is because that follows, I guess, a stone flooring setting, and there isn't a proper, I guess, texture for the floors in game, and I don't have one like that on the workshop, so I just created a bunch of different buildings and just recolouring the floor, because on that side I actually could recolour the floor to make it the right colour to what it is like in real life. And just adding in a large tree. Took me a while to work out what the right sort of tree would be. In the end I did just end up going for an oak, and then around the side of that oak there is a bunch of bushes, and then on the bushes there's a wall that you can sit on, and I'm just about to add in the wall now. I've, I guess, chosen to go for the modern brick wall because the classic brick wall, which I think is the one that I use the most, it does not have a curve to it. And then I'm adding in these fairy tale fences because there is not like, well, because in real life there is something like that, and that is the closest thing that I could do. I guess it's the back of the bench for you to lean against, so that's pretty good. Now this is just the ramp that you have to go down to exit Accelerator, just making sure that it actually fits alright. And I think I'm just going to leave you with some music now. Hello guys, I am back again. I just enjoyed my little excuse not to narrate over a bunch of placing down fences. I hope you enjoyed the music. And now I'm just adding in a little maintenance shed that you walk past on your way out of Accelerator. There are, on this, I guess, maintenance shed, metal rims that go around the outside, and that's just me placing one there. I had quite a lot of problems with placing these originally, so that's why you can see I'm creating a new one for every single corner, so then I can use advanced move instead of it being on a grid. And here is some, I guess, like pipes that go around the outside, probably either for theming or because that's just what they need to do, and they connect up in the middle there. I decided to adjust them up because I could do that, and they really do not go down half the building. So now I'm just finding the blueprint, of which I have a little thing that I can use as a door. It's a good texture and I can use it just off the bat. Now I think about it, I probably could have used it for the grid thing for the shutters, but oh well. So you pass through this little tunnel when you go underneath the track. Thank you just in case it this far into the video. And for a treat, I decided to give you guys a POV of the newly supported shockwave. I had all of these supports between episodes, and this will be the second that this POV ends, will be the very end. So please do like the video if you enjoyed. Don't you dare dislike it in your wildest dreams. Comment if you want to comment anything, I guess. Share your videos with friends, and bye.